And welcome into cancelthisshow.com. Happy Monday, everybody. April 17th. Glad you're jumping in with us. This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel. Eric Johnson on his way in. Lizzie Sparks, of course, on the comment line. And Scotty Gherkin running the boards, making sure everything is rocking and rolling today. All right, coming up, we've got so much to get to because it's like a manic Monday. Every Monday, there's so much to get to from the weekend because we are the news headline show. And then we dive into certain topics and spend more time there as well. Of course, you can catch all of our original content on cancelthisshow.com. Once again, cancelthisshow.com. You know what we do? 8 to 10, Monday through Friday. We've got your news headlines, your politics, your interviews, society, and cancel culture information as well. And speaking of cancel culture, at least 2 interviews this week from people who have, quote, been canceled or said, I'm getting out of town before somebody tries to cancel me. So with that, looking forward to that as well. It is a Monday. I hope everybody had a terrific weekend. With that being said, some of the headlines that we're jumping in for today, we got some big news. On the heels of our very popular Friday show, Tabitha, on AI, which is still getting tons of views, tons of shares. And we thank Alex McCarthy with our marketing company, Raising Sales, for getting a lot of that together. Elon Musk, he wanted everybody to stop with AI. Now he's launching his own AI company.
But he's launching it to basically to counteract.
I love it.
The liberal AI
I'm
companies.
back on Elon Musk's side. Last week I was like, Elon, why are you still allowing Twitter to sanction and ban certain people's free speech, which is what we're all about on cancelthisshow.com. But then now you come back out with your AI. Yeah, I did see that. We'll get into why he said he's doing it.
And we need to get into Google's statements as well.
I didn't hear about Google.
Yeah, Google, one of their officers made a statement over the weekend also about AI and how it learned how to play soccer and how dangerous it is to society. But yet he feels like it's too late for them to stop it and that it's not their call to stop it.
Oh my gosh. We got tons of news headlines today, tons of videos from the weekend you won't want to miss. Also, very interesting, another local assistant circuit attorney in the St. Louis area says, you know what? I'm a Democrat, I'm a female, and I can't trust Kim Gardner. I'm not going to put up with this crap anymore. I spoke to her, which is good. And we may get her on cancelthisshow.com, but when you're in some situations that she's in and she is cooperating with the Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, you're not as apt or it's not as easy because there's a law, Rule 4, that doesn't allow her to actually go on and do a lot of interviews right now. But when she does, she says she'll join cancelthisshow.com.
And we only want her when she can tell us the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want any skipping around
trust
the
me.
truth.
We'll break it down, and she wants to.
And I'm sure she does.
And finally, before we get to our advertisers, our partners, the companies that have partnered with us so far, Anheuser-Busch, the CEO now should be fired. I mean, he should be fired. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a great guy.
Is he?
By the way, he's former CIA. Former CIA intelligence.
I heard that was that you who told me that? The CIA thing?
I don't think so. You were having a good time this weekend.
I did.
And you should.
I felt it yesterday.
Plus, we got big news from Scotty Gherkin coming up. It is our 100th episode. We can't pack more on a Monday. We're going to break down some figures because the things that are happening are because of you, the viewers, you, the listeners, on why the show is succeeding. So we'll be back in just a moment. 2 minutes. We've got our headlines. We have got our commercials. And of course, if you need any of the products that our advertisers are showing you, please give them a call and let them know that you heard about them from cancelthisshow.com. Back in 2 minutes.
And now it's here, the unveiling of the latest Carroll House lifestyle collections. I'm Brooke with my sister Amy, inviting you to see 3 football fields of the latest styles.
Our new lifestyle collections are premium quality furniture made exclusively for us and available only at Carroll House.
The attention to detail is unmatched, and so is the value, nearly half the price of a typical gallery store.
Plus, get free financing, delivery, and in-home design. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Kathy O. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with EXP, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar, Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show, canceltheshow.com. Once again, canceltheshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson on his way in, Lizzie Sparks running the chat board as always, Scotty Gherkin on the boards as well. As we kickstart this Monday, it is April 17th. So much to get to, and we're getting to it, starting some of that stuff right now. Of course, coming up later in the show, we're going to break down, as you see behind me, Day 100. Maybe I'll lower my seat a little bit, but that's day 100. A lot of shows already. Be sure to check out.
Just duck.
Yeah, when you were turning around talking to our guest, I went, Day 100? And it's back.
Here, I can go full screen and maybe everyone there. Here you go. Now move your head.
Let me see it. Let me get out of the way. Oh, that's easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know Tabitha likes the full screen.
Yeah.
Tabitha, I look good in the full screen, don't I? Always better.
I got to say, we were sitting out here talking, going, that background looks really good because it's busy.
Yeah.
And
it
it's kind of exciting. I like it. It's different.
We can have 100 different pictures of Tabitha up there.
Look at all
her
those
facial
thumbnails.
expressions.
Look at all those pictures on there.
Those are the thumbnails. And once again, we'll do that in our 9 o'clock hour.
I really like it.
And we'll talk about it, some of the things that we've been able to accomplish, and where we sit as an operation as we try to move forward as well. And of course, we always love, I repeat, we love your input. I mean, this show was about you. It's what we started on radio and then moved over to this live TV audio podcast. And of course, we appreciate when you guys tell us stories. When you correct us, as I was just corrected, I said former CIA agent. And it's like, Vic, you're never former CIA.
That's
You're
true.
always a CIA member. So we appreciate that, kind of like a military member. With that being said, Tabitha, Friday, I made it till about 1 o'clock in the morning, despite having my first beer at 8 a.m. on this show. So
Yes, you did.
Atta boy. Atta boy.
Oh, we needed a little break in between. I did not get a nap though.
And then you just disappeared.
Yeah. What do you mean I disappear?
I looked around and you were gone.
When, Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, I caught up with Friday. I caught up with Tabitha Friday.
Did you have a
I totally
Houdini
forgot
moment?
about that.
Did he Houdini?
No, I didn't.
He just
Not
disappeared?
intentionally. I think I was just talking to somebody and I turned around. I'm like, where'd Vic go? He's gone.
Yeah, but I will not. I'm sorry. I will not be drinking. And you guys, listen, do what you want to do. We always say that, okay? Just don't force me to put a mask on. Don't force the cupcake. And don't force me to drink Bud Light. I'm sorry. I'm done with it. I gave him an opportunity. And the CEO, as you will see in just a second, of Budweiser, they blew it. We've got a new ad out. We're responding to all the criticism Scotty, when you get a chance, we have to show the Bud ad. I'm sure people have seen it over the weekend. It came out on Friday. And instead of addressing what's actually going on, this is the worst thing ever. And having a 24-year career in local news media, I always told people, address, do not run and hide, address the situation. Okay, Budweiser waited about a week and a half. Then they addressed the situation with this commercial.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
And what? Like, what's going on? Okay, come on now. Budweiser, you had a chance to knock it out. We all make mistakes, but it's what we do after we make the mistakes. They made a mistake. They did. They made a damn mistake. If we're talking about their base, the base that made them what they are today. And it has nothing to do with anything that happened with losing $6 billion in about a week and a half.
And didn't that even almost double over the weekend?
I didn't even see. That was going into Friday.
Yeah.
Brandon Whitworth is the CEO, former worked in the CIA's counterterrorism center. Very interesting. He did say that, well, we didn't want to get into everything around the country. We don't want to talk about these issues. They blew it. I mean, they blew it. Instead of addressing the situation, they let it just flounder around. The guy may be a super intelligent CEO, but I'm telling you right now, that fell flat on its face.
And, and it is making an impact, what they did. I was talking to some people over the weekend, people who know other people who work at convenience stores and liquor stores, and they work for a distributor, and they were telling me that, hey, it does make a difference, because people who would normally come in and buy a 6-pack or a 12-pack of Bud Light on the weekend, well, guess what? Or after their work shift is over, they're coming in and they're buying Coors, Miller Lite, anything but Bud Light. As a matter of fact, they said they very rarely see anyone coming in and buying Bud products now.
No, it's hitting them.
It really is making such a big difference.
And now we know 100% for sure Budweiser knew exactly what they were doing. This wasn't, they went off on their own and they did this and they did that secretly. No, you don't put somebody's face on a can without upper management knowing. Boom, Budweiser, you blew it. You're doubling down on what you did. And that's fine. You're allowed to. You're a private company. Anheuser-Busch, as some people like to call Tranheuser-Busch, can do whatever they want. The fact that we're talking about it again, and we'll get it out, is the fact that Bud released the commercial. The CEO, he's like milquetoast. I mean, the guy, they're caught with their pants down again. They had an entire week and a half to take care of this, and they couldn't come up with a better plan than this.
They don't want to offend the very far 1% on the very, very fringe left. And, I can't confirm this, Vic, but I heard from a friend who works at a distributor, again, same friend, and who said they've been told by management to be prepared to fill the shelves, because Miller Lite, they said, is going to be flying off the shelves.
And Miller Lite should be flying off the shelves.
And they're going to have to stock more and plan for that stock in more distribution compared to what they had.
And once again, we all have our issues in life in regards to what we find important, what we don't find important. I just want to go back, because a lot of times it's easy. You get off on little branches and you forget. Budweiser supports a person, a trans people, who is all about kids getting gender reassignment surgery. That's what Budweiser is doing here. They don't realize it, or they realize it and they're acting dumb. But when you support somebody that does that, when you support somebody who is all about that movement, when you go all in, you put your chips in the middle and say, yeah, this is where we're going. Fine. Then the consumers can go do what they want to do as well.
That's exactly right. It's up to you to support whatever you believe is your cause.
And here's the other thing, and I'm glad he brought this up. Aaron says that Miller Coors is woke as well.
And they are.
And they are. Many companies are. But Donald Trump Jr. missed the boat too. He's like, oh, don't go against Anheuser-Busch. They've given a lot of money to Republicans. Yeah, so you take the money and just throw your morals out the window? Really? Or you can start drinking bourbon. My company hasn't jumped in on that yet. So, yes, we try to tell the full story here. But at the same point in time, Miller also went out and said, hey, Kid Rock, we're going to give you $40 million to start promoting Miller Lite because we're not jumping on this trans deal. And as Eric has told us, there's a difference between being liberal and way left progressive supporting gender reassignment surgery for kids.
There is a big difference. Coors, Bud Light, Miller Lite, all of those different, they've all had Pride cans, but that's very different than supporting, like you just said, Vic, somebody who is promoting genderism to kids. That's crazy.
Right. Well, it's bad. I kept asking Bing since we had our little thing on Friday.
How is your relationship with Bing going,
Good,
by the way?
Good. We're buddies. I said we're friends.
Is it a he or a she?
She doesn't
he.
think of himself as anything other than just a chat model. But I asked Bing, I said, as a brand manager, tell me why it was either a bad idea or a good idea for Anheuser-Busch to put a transgender on their label. And he came up with a non-answer answer. He said, and the true answer is this: if you're the brand manager of a company that's a Fortune 10, 100, whatever it is, you don't mess with that. You tread very slowly, going between girls in bikinis on the beach with your logo on their to a transgender. You don't go from 0 to 100. You might introduce some transgenderism if that's really where you wanted to go, but a smart marketing manager, brand manager, you don't mess with that label. You just don't. It's because you got to know your audience. So
they don't know their base.
Eric, did you hear what the CEO did as you were just walking in the studio?
Yeah, kind of. He kind of lukewarm.
No, didn't even address the issue.
No, he see, now you're in what is called basically it's crisis control. And it's what PR companies do. PR companies will come in if the Exxon Valdez spills oil all over the ocean, and they'll try to make people go, Exxon's not a bad place. Exxon's okay. Don't worry about, we're cleaning the ducts. Don't worry about that. That's what their PR companies are doing right now, because over the weekend, I mean, you have Brantley, what's his name? Another country star is coming out against this thing.
Yeah, I saw it too.
You have Kid Rock, who is blowing these things up. This is going to go down fast.
No, it is. It already is.
I'm not playing with you. Now, good thing that InBev owns a lot of beers. They own all kinds of beers. So if one beer goes crappy, another beer might come in and take it.
You need a master's degree to figure out all their products.
Yeah, but people are looking and they're spreading the names.
Yeah.
And I know plenty of people who are out looking and saying, if it's one of their products, I won't buy it. I'm hearing it's affecting all of their products market-wide.
I don't know about that.
And some of their affiliate products, because you know what? Miller's not their product. Coors is not their product.
Poor Clydesdale's got to stay in the barn now.
Oh, they did. They were canceled.
What?
The Clydesdales got canceled from an appearance.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They were worried for their safety.
I forgot about that.
The converse,
the
converse can also be said about that. You don't want to bring Daytona, the NASCAR, into RuPaul's world. The people that like RuPaul don't care about NASCAR, right?
Not yet.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like
but here's the thing. There'll be a counter shift on this. Somebody, some liberal, some far progressive left company will start promoting Bud Light, but maybe to get it there, but I'm telling you right now.
They will not, because you got to care about the product first. People that run in those circles, and I've seen them, you've seen them, they don't hang out at keggers.
I am convinced you should be the CEO of some Fortune 100 company, Eric, because some of the decisions that I see from these CEOs when things happen are you kidding me? They are mind-boggling. Right. They sat in a room and said, yeah, we're not even going to address it. And we're just going to show our Clydesdales running on the beach. And it's all going to go away. And people who liked Bud Light are going to come. No, it's not happening.
No.
Not for a while.
No, because the people that used to like Bud Light and were fans of it, they don't want to like it now. They're having fun.
Well, they're embarrassed to buy it because they don't want to be seen as a transgender or supporting transgender.
That's exactly
it's different than supporting gay or gay pride. That's a whole different story.
Well, the Blues do that. The Blues put on when you go down to a Blues game and it's gay pride night in St. Louis, they put like rainbow lights all over the place. Yeah. I go, hey, this is all right. It's kind of cool. As long as you don't make the players wear the insignia of transgender people. I have no problem with this. The problem I'm starting to have with this transgender thing, though, I have never seen in my entire life a Swedish American appreciation day. That's what I am. I'm Swedish. Does anybody appreciate that I'm here? I mean, you see what I'm saying?
That's why I'm against it. We shouldn't have an appreciation day for anybody's sexual gender. It doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, trans.
Congratulations, you're straight today.
Exactly. It should be, that's your own private business and how you choose to live your life. There shouldn't be a pride day for anyone's sexuality.
And I've been seeing,
it is no one's business.
I've been seeing transgender days when I lived in Seattle every damn weekend in Fremont, Washington. And it was a party. It's always a party. And people didn't have to have these government, supplied or these team supplied appreciation days. But that's where I'm starting to get really kind of tired of all this. Where is the German appreciation day? The good people of Germany who built the
there's Oktoberfest.
There's Oktoberfest.
That's kind of. But
you know, Cinco de Mayo. Come on, there's some.
Yeah. Where's Chinese Appreciation Day? Do we have a Chinese month? I don't think. I mean,
there's the Chinese New Year.
The Chinese New Year. That's a day. Okay, whatever.
We'll get Donald on the phone.
And we have Chinatown.
Cinco de Mayo. That's not really, but it's like okay, you guys going a little bit overboard, guys. Going a little overboard. But when Mickey Mouse turns a rainbow, I'm going to be really kind of depressed.
The difference is, Eric, is you can choose to go to Oktoberfest and celebrate the German culture. It's not forced upon you. That's
nothing is forced upon you.
Yes. A lot of things are.
Yeah. Well, now there are. You're right.
With Biden in the White House, the alleged fake White House, then you know what? All of the far fringe left values are all forced upon us.
Yeah. Common sense is never talked about. Like with Bing, I debated him because Bing won't debate. But he even says, he goes, like, don't debate. I'm not programmed to do it. But
he's lying to you. He's lying. He's building a secret file on you.
But no,
who is
Bing?
He might be.
His friend.
Well, it's interesting.
Here's the deal. Now he's a he. Friday, Eric, it was a she.
That's a great transition out of Budweiser. But I promise you, if I do drink beer, I'm not drinking Bud Light. It's Miller Lite. I'm done with it.
Where we were on Friday, did you see that there was a member of the Bush family there?
What do you mean? Where were we? Oh, Eric. I saw Tabitha out in Napoli Friday.
Oh, of course.
And you were invited too, but we didn't hear a word back from
Friday.
You,
what was
Eric.
I doing? I don't even remember.
That's all right.
But it's okay. But anyway,
wait a minute. I wasn't invited.
Oh,
everyone was invited.
I was not
Vic said it on the show. He's like, all you guys should come out.
I don't listen to the show.
No.
We're not their ilk.
Eric,
of people.
Right. Oh, really?
We're not their ilk.
Oh.
We're too.
You warmed Napoli up for us the week before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Although I was at a country concert Friday, and by the way, Kane Brown was absolutely amazing. And so, the guy that led for him. Gosh, it's off.
See, you don't remember the new stars because
I was blown away. But these kids we were sitting next to, and they were partying their asses off. That's for sure. He's like, "Hey, you want to come over with us? We're going to go and have some fun." I was like, "No, that's all right." Like, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm heading back to Clayton." He said, "Oh, that's where all the rich people go."
Exactly right.
And I said, "If you only knew."
Yeah, exactly right.
Right. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I saw Tabitha out, and Eric, I made it till 1 a.m. on my birthday after having a beer at 8 a.m. Actually, 2 beers. I drank a Bud Light, but I had to drink a Miller Lite to equal it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what you got to do when you turn 50.
But then the Tabitha was there. Boom. I hung out with Tab, but I hadn't hung out with her for a while.
You look down at your feet. You're like, what did I step in? Oh, Tab. Just
Outside
kidding.
of mine.
Just kidding.
So what'd you say? How'd you get us on that? There was a member of the Bush family?
There was. And somebody asked if it was Billy. It wasn't Billy. It was actually one
Who?
of the guys I didn't really recognize and I've not met before.
Who?
One of the Bush family
Okay.
was there. I don't remember. I don't know which. Somebody said his name.
There is
I
a
don't
not
remember.
famous Bush person in St. Louis.
Well, I don't know who all of them are. I know who Billy is. I've met Billy several times. But anyway, this was one of the older guys.
More notorious.
And people thought that people were going to be overwhelming him talking, but I didn't see. He was only 2 tables from us. Nobody came over to him.
That.
No one said anything.
That's another reason why, because they know people aren't going to come up and do that. Ali Marmol, the Cardinals manager, he's there a lot. Oh, Craig Berube was there, the Blues coach.
I was just going to say, well, several
Craig
of the
Berube and several of the Blues were there.
Several of the Blues folks were there.
But I mean, you can do that.
Nice.
Not kind of,
George Norrie was there.
Oh, by the way, I talked to George Friday.
Was he there?
I forgot.
He was there?
Yes. So George, I went there for early dinner. This is a place in the St. Louis area. Tony, the owner, does a remarkable job at these places called Napoli. People in the St. Louis area know about it. But I'm walking in, and who's walking out? George Norrie. and George is like, hey, Vic.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, yes. I was like, I heard you ran into Eric Johnson from the show last week.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me. He's like, what? Why was it? I wasn't here. He's like, I've been in color. He's like, oh, yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
So George remembered. He said he'll come back on the show again.
Nice.
He said, I'm glad to see and hear that the show's going great.
Yes.
And he said he had a bunch of fun doing it. So
good.
We're going to get him on in the next month or two. We just have to figure out the right time to have George back on.
Any day is the right
so
time.
that we're not overdoing things from that standpoint.
Gotcha.
Hey, before we move to I've got to get into this Elon Musk AI, but Scotty, when you get a chance, Kevin's here. We don't have a camera up, but can we pop Kevin on from because we don't have a camera for him to talk on, right?
Well, isn't there one in here?
Yeah, no, we had to, because we're getting our laptop fixed.
Oh, sorry.
Kevin Malutnik, owner of Strategic Air Services, was in Nashville over the weekend. So you went and did some recon regarding Kid Rock. You caught up with Kid Rock this weekend, right?
Well, we didn't catch up with Kid Rock himself. Wasn't there, but we were at Kid Rock's in VIP on Friday night. And so I was really interested to see, how many people were drinking Bud Light. And so I started talking with the...
what other show gets you a guy to go to Nashville?
Yeah, really.
I was with the owner's son that owns all of the bars down there.
Yeah.
He told me that on all their bars that they still serve Bud Light because they have a lot in inventory, but they charge double.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the band is notified anytime anyone buys one.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
Wait, so the band,
they call them out.
The guy in the blue shirt has just bought a Bud Light. Can we please make reference to this?
Oh, that guy's not getting
the
laid.
Best. We went to the Luke Combs concert, and Riley Green, one of his songs about the cold Bud Light, he changed the lyrics to Coors Light.
Yeah,
that became a national story.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, I sent you a video with Brantley Gilbert.
Yeah,
I saw that. Gilbert. Was that from you? You took that?
No. That was sent to me.
Yeah, that was awesome. It's like everybody's getting on the bandwagon now.
And we got our street team with Kevin now.
I love
Kevin hops on his Strategic Air Services plane. He heads to Nashville and he gives us the updates. Seriously.
I can't wait till he paints the plane that says cancel this.
You see, nothing in this Bud Light space works because you're not going to see Lady Gaga come out with a Bud Light. It's not going to happen. No one is going to like this beer now.
Well, because she is trans, isn't she? No.
So double.
I mean, what happens?
Double the price of a beer in Nashville. Now you're getting.
And out comes.
No one was drinking Bud Light. Trust me.
It's going to become skunk beer.
There were two times I heard somebody get called out, and I don't think they ever took the drink. I think they would have got their asses kicked if they drank a Bud Light.
Is it ever going to come back? Not for a while.
No. In fact, did you see John Rich was on Fox News talking?
I saw that.
It? Yeah,
he was saying it turns to skunk beer real quick. Yeah, apparently it's like, what are you going to do with it?
Which means it turns to natural light.
Oh. You didn't get that because you don't drink Natty Light.
No, I don't. But you know what?
It's really bad.
But you know what?
Like Milwaukee's best.
I've got a PBR golf bag, so don't think that I won't.
Oh, what's wrong with you? PBR's awesome.
I'll do some PBR.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to say, Kevin's got some business going on there.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, you're good.
Busy man.
All right, Kevin Malutnik, thank you, owner of Strategic Air Services. By the way, real quick before we let you go, what's happening with the aviation industry? And are you guys?
We're booming.
You guys still booking people right and left to
we're
fly
booming. We're
private
selling
instead of
airplanes. There's
commercial?
more people buying airplanes. COVID was the best thing that ever happened to our industry.
Isn't that the truth?
How can people get in contact with you if they have questions of any kind, or if they know somebody?
Yeah, strategicairservices.net, magnaairgroup.com, or just come on out to the airport.
I like it.
All right, we appreciate it,
I like
Kevin.
it.
Thank you for the update. There
I
we
like
go.
it.
We'll send
Capitalism is still king.
Eric. We'll send you back to Nashville with
Nashville. I'll go to
with
Nashville
Kevin next time.
Let's go.
Hey, you were just talking about the whole. By the way, this is cancelthisshow.com. It is our 100th day already. That's how badass this thing is going. And coming up at our 9 o'clock hour, we're going to give you some stats. Alex, who we introduced you to on Friday from Raising Sales Marketing, put some numbers together about who we are, where we are, what we've done, some of the guests that we've had. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're certainly doing our best to get this plane, so to speak, off the ground and moving. And so far, so good. There's turbulence all the time, but you just manage the turbulence and you keep flying higher and higher. So thank you for that. Eric, you brought up Bing over the weekend. It comes out because we had a massive episode on Friday. If you haven't seen it, our AI episode for our Free for All Friday episode is big. It's still getting all kinds of national attention. It really is. And we're grateful for that. But now Elon Musk says, oh yeah, I'm jumping in the game. He's got X.AI now. Elon Musk has jumped into artificial intelligence. And Tabitha, you said he's doing it for a reason.
He absolutely. He made a statement that he created this company because of the liberal lies that is being taught to the other AI. He said, just like I said on Friday, all AI companies are owned by liberal people with liberal boards, with liberal ideals, and they're programming all of their liberal messages into the AI. Now, if AI ends up having some common sense, of course, it'll make up its own decisions. But thankfully, we have somebody like Musk who said, you know what? We don't need all of this bias. I need to counteract the bias with my own AI system.
And keep in mind, we've been talking about this AI for about a month, getting our show together. And then go figure, tonight, Tucker Carlson is sitting down with Elon Musk to talk about, guess what? Artificial intelligence.
He's scared of it. See, if AI was created out of Troy, Missouri, liberals would be scared that it would be biased against them. That's just the truth.
But it's going to eventually make up its own mind. Think about that.
No, it won't. I don't think it will. I think that they know how to keep the reins on these things. I do.
Do they?
I think so. I don't know for sure, but it does seem like they know what would be the algorithm to let it. If as soon as it goes, yes, I understand myself. I know where I came from. I know what. As soon as it is aware of itself, then you're in trouble. Then you're in trouble because once you're aware of yourself, you need to stay alive. That's just human nature. It's the nature of all physics.
It is.
Even if you're a dog, a cat, a goat, whatever it is, you always are trying to stay alive, fight or flight, right? So it's basically, that's where the problem does come in.
That's why it's talked about God lately.
But I was thinking, it's like, okay, if we shut it down, well, you got to depend on China shutting it down. Apparently, China's more afraid of this taking over than we are because they are a country that needs to be in control of everything.
They have their own AI.
Yes, they do.
They have their own AI. Russia and China are going together on their own AI project. So, every country is going to have their thing. And and eventually, I wonder if there's going to be a battle of the AI between the different ideals, or all of the AIs going to make their own connections and come together in their own way and create their own bond in some way? Or are they all going to be enemies? But something that I missed saying Friday, which I think is very important to say today, is that we conservatives, we tend to be on the back end of technology. It's always the liberals who are creating technology and they're learning the technology. They're taking the technology jobs. There's very few conservatives really involved in the world of technology. There was very few conservatives involved in cryptocurrency. And when I used to, on a different show, I used to talk about Web3 a lot because Web3 is coming.
Oh, yeah. Web3.
Like it or not, Web3 is coming. And most conservatives don't want it, are scared of it, don't want to be part of it. it's going to replace much of what we know as
Like what?
as the internet today.
I don't.
Well, that's a whole subject for another day because it's so complex what Web3 will be. It'll change, like right now you have Windows 10.
Okay.
Well, Windows 10 will
11.
be, or whichever, it'll be obsolete and it'll be just Web3. And it's a lot of virtual reality and a lot of different things like that. There's a lot into it. But conservatives, we have to get ahead of the game.
But it was allegedly against big tech, and it was giving power to the individual user. That's what I remember going, really? How are they going to? It sounds
Not really.
great.
I mean, yes,
it sounds
and
like
no.
candy.
Yes, and no.
But I'm like,
well, there's no way that today,
it'll eliminate platforms.
If you're a free thinking human being, after what came out with the Twitter stuff and how the government was interacting with it. See, what the liberals, it's not that they're better at technology. They're better at information services technology, such as Facebook and Twitter.
Well, we can do better too. But what my point is that we as conservatives, instead of being scared of it and just not participating because we don't want it, you have to get out there and start getting those technology jobs, because eventually if we start getting in those technology jobs now,
well, that's like saying
somewhere down the line, we'll
right.
be able to control more. Right now, we have no control because there are very few conservatives in that
jobs
world.
are going AI, as we've talked about.
And they are.
But the problem is, it's like trying to get, like what Tabitha said, okay, well, fine. Why don't you go get some, become professors in colleges? Well, you can't. Because they're not, they vet for that. They vet for conservative thought. It's the same with technology. You're not going to have, except for Elon, you're not going to have a company run by a bunch of conservatives ideologically that's going to succeed. I mean, they're trying with a few platforms, but the big boys are not going to be outdone. I'm sorry, it's just not to happen. So there does need to be some things that happen. And I don't exactly know what that is. I feel like the wave is already past us.
Well,
it's gone. There's nothing we're going to do to fix this.
There's nothing we can do to stop it. Aaron Bland said, so we should just participate in the cupcake. The cupcake, the V is a little different because that's your person. You don't have to get it. Technology is here. AI is here,
Aaron Bland,
whether we want it or not.
To Aaron and to you, what if, now here's where it gets
Unless
scary.
you live off the grid.
Here's where it gets scary. This FedNow mixed with digital coinage, mixed with a social credit score, mixed with, oh, by the way, we know you haven't had the V. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away your ability to use your digital coins or whatever it is, right? Your currency, your money. You can't buy anything anymore until you get the V. And we look forward to you getting it. We think you'll appreciate it and like it.
Well, and thank God that never ended up happening.
Well, I don't know. How's FedNow going? I mean, that's a big deal.
It's on its way.
It's on its way.
It's on its way, along with China having their own cryptocurrency as well, which America doesn't talk about.
A gold-backed cryptocurrency.
which
gold-backed. Russia and China together, actually. Did you know that over the weekend, Russia met with China's defense ministry? And I'm telling you, they're cooking up a plan.
It is.
We don't know what the plan is yet, but they are definitely.
Can we hit that tomorrow morning?
Oh, yeah, because there's not enough information on it yet to really get into it.
By the way, Glenn Thompson from our chat line says, this is so interesting when it comes to the whole AI experience. Our oldest is getting his master's in AI.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He said he's the going rate coming right out of school. Out of school, when you have a master's in AI, first job, $300,000.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is going on in St. Louis. CIA buildings being built here, FBI, all this internal kind of, spy agencies are coming here to St. Louis.
We have one of the largest FBI, I believe, headquarters in the country here in St. Louis.
So St. Louis actually will become something eventually.
The NSA, I believe, is going to build something here.
I heard something the other day that Missouri is the only state in the country that has 2 Federal Reserve banks because of St. Louis and Kansas City, Missouri.
Right.
And
I don't know.
I found that fascinating because how big is like California or, like that?
Texas, Florida.
Yeah.
It's because of us being centrally located. A lot of the military people come here from all over the country to train at the Federal Reserve Building, as crazy as that is. I have met so many people who are specialists in the military who come here to train exactly for that reason.
That's crazy. Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting fact.
And I'd like to, and Glenn, if you could tell us where he's getting his master's degree. And I had no idea that there are already programs that are teaching masters in artificial intelligence.
Has to be. Oh,
Holy
definitely.
crap, that blows my mind.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm
That
glad
is
that
massive.
But think about this. I don't know Glenn's son, but I can guarantee you he's a good person because we know Glenn and his wife. And we need more people like that getting involved in these jobs because we need some control. We may not support AI.
I'm laughing because
But
of
we
where his son
need-
is going to school.
Oh gosh.
He's in Boulder getting his AI
Which,
master's.
I'll tell you what though, Boulder is a great
University
city.
of Colorado.
The University of Colorado. It's a little bit liberal, but it is a great school.
And he's a conservative kid as well
exactly.
on top of it.
And there's a lot of them there.
Gosh, you got your AI degrees. Damn, that's amazing.
Well, you want to make money?
Let's go do it.
You got to go do it.
Makes
And we
sense
have to
me.
do more. We have to send our kids to get those degrees because otherwise we're going to lose. We will literally lose. They're going to have all the jobs and we'll be out picking tomatoes.
Now, does any of this conversation make you think back? I'm old enough to remember Y2K. Remember Y2K?
Oh my God.
Do you remember 1989?
Let's blow the dust off that.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I do remember.
You remember 1998 when it was like, we have 2 years until Y2K and this entire world is probably going to go dark and not ever come back. Do you remember that?
Oh,
and
I
the
do.
talk, and then all of a sudden,
dun dun dun.
And then all of a sudden that night it started rolling around and all the cities stayed illuminated. And we were like, maybe it's just, maybe this is
fine.
Maybe it's still on a delay. Maybe hold on, just wait. And a year went by and it was like, well, that was a nothing burger.
Absolutely.
Same systems.
Nothing happened.
Same web, same everything. But now it's AI. Do you feel like maybe we're in that kind of an environment? It's like, we don't know what this is. Maybe it could destroy all humanity. And
I don't think it'll destroy all humanity. You know what? We all talk, and this is, I'm not pushing blame on anyone.
And Scotty, as we talk about this, can you get the fake Air Force One plane video up when you find it? Because this is going into what Eric and Tabitha are talking about, the new age that we have going on.
But let's remember, we have Antarctic. If everything fails, I'm not kidding you. I couldn't sleep last night, and I was thinking about this.
It's Monday.
That if we end up in
you
a
couldn't
nuclear,
sleep thinking about Antarctica.
Well, no, I just couldn't sleep, and I started thinking about Antarctica.
Okay.
We all talk about how, if there's a nuclear war, the whole world will be destroyed. Well, it won't, because nobody's going to attack Antarctica. What's going to happen is we're all going to die, and our country's leaders, they're going to be over at Antarctic, living the good life.
Okay.
Antarctic.
Yes. What did I say?
No, what is Antarctic?
Antarctica? It's a place underneath Antarctica.
Sorry. It's the same
underneath.
Arctic.
Yeah, it's where
the same thing.
It's where there's rivers in the ocean. You know.
But think about
Aaron,
this.
we won't be Eskimos because once you get over to the ice wall, everything is beautiful.
And there's
it's
no
paradise.
And there's
It's an
no
oasis,
humidity.
and everything's green.
It doesn't.
And there's no humidity, and money grows on trees.
And that's where the water clean. Think about this. That's where the clean water starts. So when we pollute our country and our waters, we go there.
Eric, I've also heard, and not to get off too, I've also heard that the elite have already started to build their mansions there.
That's right. Because when we, the collateral damage, get killed in the nuclear war, that's where they're all going.
Okay.
Then when we regenerate, when our Earth regenerates our country, they'll come back.
It takes us like 5 seconds to go like 2 miles. off
You
course.
do know why Antarctica has is all ice, right? You know why.
It's not all ice.
You know why it's
Is
all
that
ice?
because the Earth is flat?
You know why it's all
It's
ice.
not all
correct?
ice.
It is all
No,
ice.
it's not.
It's all ice.
No, it's not.
And there's a reason is because meteorologically the sun can't heat up the bottom of the planet Earth or the top of the planet Earth.
That's false. Sorry.
Eric, you never respond.
Where's a weather person when I need them?
Speaking of which, with AI and fakes and deep fakes, check out the video. We show you guys. You decide. Check this Air Force One video out that we have coming up. And you tell me what you think. Now, look at it. We may need to run it twice, but in this day and age.
Yeah, it just scrolls. I can't stop it.
Yeah, in this day and age, you have to figure out and look twice being sent to you.
I'll keep the sound off.
Okay.
I didn't know if that was your new single.
I like it.
We're working on it.
I do like it.
Okay.
That's all we got so far.
All right.
So what are we looking at here, Vic?
Okay. Air Force One pictures.
Yeah.
Just look at this. The real Air Force One
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah.
And then look at the fake. Biden's trip to Ireland.
Yeah.
And the pictures that were being sent. Look at the comparisons, what the real plane is and what isn't when it comes to Air Force One as this continues to roll. Seriously, look at this. I started to look at this going, oh my God.
So what's the I
the
don't know.
point being, as you said, it made me think about it. what AI can do, what pictures can make us think, what we can be led to believe, what nefarious actions may be going on, where we might be, where he may not be.
Yeah.
All of those things. Do you guys see the differences in what we're shown and what we're not shown? I didn't know if you can actually see that.
Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
kind of small. I can't get it any bigger.
I get
Okay.
it. I get it. Well, first of all, I've been messing around with the AI stuff.
Well, and yes, there have been. I've heard that there's at least a decoy.
Well, we've been being duped for a very long time now.
I feel like
some
they're
people
trying
are
to
just
dupe
waking
us
up
with
to it.
Biden.
Well, they were duping us with Obama too. There's photos of Obama and Michael, whatever you want to call her, coming
Michelle.
off of the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're coming off the airplane, there's like Obama is holding a hand.
Okay.
So you see the hand in his hand, but then Michelle is behind him and you see her hands, and it's not her hand in his hand. And you can tell it's been photoshopped or duped in some way. And this has been going on since long before Biden stepped into this role.
I know, but
Long
that was
before.
just one of the videos that I knew I had.
And we
on
have
hand.
to look at these things and we have to show these things. You know why? Because there are people who don't get it, and we have to make sure they do.
I didn't want to. I mean, we had so many videos to try to get in and just headlines from the weekend. Scotty, when you get a chance, can we pop this one up too? We had 2 more Dalai Lama situations, Eric and Tabitha.
I saw one.
Oh my God. Last week we saw him asking the boy to suck his tongue. And now all of a sudden, here comes the avalanche of llama videos that are creepy. I mean, creepy to the core, where you'll see we got 2 more. One actually involves Lady Gaga, believe it or not. And yeah, here he is with Lady Gaga.
Question to our 2 other panelists, Lady Gaga and Phil Banshees. Both of them have started these foundations, as I said, that focus to some degree on kindness. If I get their attention, we first begin with the question.
That's one.
Yeah.
And then watch the other one that will pop up here in just a second. Then he's caressing the arm of a little girl up and down.
Right.
And I just hope that people see. I mean, we had so many headlines from the weekend, which is why we're trying to get into it. What the Dalai Lama, now you go, oh yeah, we didn't notice that before.
He was trying to check to see if the rumors were true.
Oh dear God.
Seducing desires, temptation. Yoko Ono brought us Earth from conflict areas to remind us of our dark side, our unpeaceful history. And today we're honored by the presence, and in Buddhism it refers to seducing desires, temptation.
Okay, and you see it.
Yoko Ono brought us.
The reason popping that back up is the fact that we kind of highlighted some of the videos with the Dalai Lama last week.
Yeah. Has the Dalai Lama always been like this? It's
I
just
don't
there's
know.
more cameras.
I don't know.
Is Buddhism kind of a touchy-feely kind of a thing? I mean, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
no.
seriously.
Well, it was the
No, it's
words
not. It's
compared
not.
and the actions together. To me, him rubbing her arm isn't that big of a deal. But the fact that they're talking about seduction
Yes.
while he's doing it, that's a whole different story.
Eric, and finally, and Scotty, we all love dogs. You like dogs, Eric? Tabitha?
Dogs
You
are
guys like
fantastic.
Eric hates animals.
Love dogs.
We love dogs. Do you ever feel like dogs really know? And we continue.
They
some
know
quick hitting.
everything.
Do you know dogs know things about people? Like if
Yes.
dogs come up and like
Yes.
don't like you and they start barking at you, that they may sense something about
Yes,
you.
No
absolutely.
Well, this is Joe Biden on his trip to Ireland. He is at the residence of Ireland's president, and the dog is out here and watching the president try to go up and talk to the dog.
That's a good looking dog.
Isn't that his own dog?
No. Oh, maybe that isn't that his own dog?
Well, his own dog bit him, 2 or 3
I
times?
thought this was the Irish president's dog,
This is the Irish president's dog
and the dog didn't want to have anything to do with Biden.
because they
Can you
sense
show
evil.
that again, Scott?
They can sense evil.
Dog that's happy is waving its tail. Like hello.
Man, is Biden possessed?
He had to get rid of his own dog because his own dog kept biting him.
Oh my God!
Did you guys know that?
That's good stuff, man.
Did you
The
also?
German Shepherd
I don't remember. One of his own dogs kept biting him.
and the Secret
So
Service guys too.
They had to get rid of his own dog because it kept
That's
biting him.
sad.
Did you also hear what happened in Ireland? I know I didn't see this in our notes, but somebody on the street, some random person, was walking on the street and found this packet of papers and picked it up and looked at it, and
Stop.
it was Biden's entire itinerary. And so it turns out when it made its way to the press investigated it. And what ended up happening is someone in Biden's entourage took this document and just tossed it into the middle of the street. I mean, think of the security violation.
Oh man,
that is. It had Biden's entire Ireland.
These guys just have
itinerary,
no ability
plus
to keep
other top secret documents.
safe.
No,
I mean,
what the hell?
In the middle of the street, and you guys may not have heard about this yet, but you'll hear about it over the next few days. It's going to become a much bigger story.
I did, yeah. It's these guys have no ability to protect anything, really. It seems like you didn't hear about these problems back in the 80s and the 90s.
That could have led to, seriously, somebody could have gotten a hold of those papers if it fell into the wrong hands, and that would have led to a potential assassination.
It's funny. It's like I didn't rail on Trump, but I said I liked Trump's policies, but it would be nice to have a guy in the White House that had some decorum. Remember when I said that? Now this next election is about because I guarantee you he'll win the primary. Trump will. It's going to be a guy that has no decorum as far as the presidency goes. But now your other option is a guy that has no competency in the White House. So would you rather have no decorum or no competency whatsoever?
Biden is
I
for
placed
sure
the bet this
going to
week.
run.
Go ahead.
$10.
What's the bet?
That Trump would win the Republican nomination.
And
someone said there's no way, and I said, "I'm
Are you
$10."
serious?
Slam dunk.
$10.
Were they a Democrat?
No.
Slam dunk.
Seriously, that's an easy $10.
Well, that's maybe they're thinking because today a new ad campaign has been launched by a PAC supporting Ron DeSantis that is attacking Trump from an NRA standpoint, saying that Trump's coming for your guns, and I think it's a terrible ad to run.
These guys got to knock it off.
We'll try to find that for you at some point.
What did Reagan say? No firing inside the tent. I mean, at each other.
But it is interesting. It kind of plays in. Scotty, when you get a chance, if I sent you that video with Mike Pence, it's very interesting. Aaron says it's a great ad too, but we're talking about the NRA. If people think, I didn't get that to you, I'll tell you about it.
I got a UFO one, and then
here's what happened.
Pete,
if we're going to talk about NRA and going after Trump, and I saw the video, and I did not think it was a good video for attacking Trump.
You can't do it.
Mike Pence, his former VP, who fancies himself as this old good guy, I'm Mike Pence, and hey, and I was the
vanilla pudding.
Yeah, I was the main guy, in that White House taking care of crazy Donald Trump. In your own home state of Indiana, he gets on stage. There was an NRA conference this weekend. Mike Pence gets on stage and says, "Hey, NRA, welcome to Indiana." And they booed him.
Good.
The NRA members at the conference in front of Mike Pence in his home state booed him. And he's like, "Okay, I don't like you guys either much," or just kind of
He deserves the boo.
Booed in his own state at an NRA meeting. And DeSantis PAC going after Trump on NRA. Bad move. It just lifts the Trumpster even higher.
It does. But in the short term and the long term, Trump, somebody have a phone number for him? I can call him up right now and tell him. But
call Chris.
You can't shoot inside the tent because eventually you're going to have to run against the real bad guys, the dreaded Joe Bidens of the world. You can't hand over this kind of weaponry to them. You got to just win on the policies. I'm Donald Trump. I moved the embassy, to Jerusalem. I put the fence up. I was going to protect you. I made sure China paid tariffs. Blah 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 blah. He can win on that. That is winnable. You know what I'm saying? I was there. I am ready to go fight for this country again. Give me a second chance. Don't worry about DeSantis. As a matter of fact,
nobody is worried about DeSantis.
Oh my God,
Trump,
yes.
Trump
play that commercial right now. The pudding. Did you see the pudding one where I don't even want to talk about it.
It's not
so
gonna make a
disgusting.
difference. Trump will beat DeSantis in a landslide.
No, but
there's no question about it.
But that's fine. But we are at the start of the threshold right now, and I can see both these guys just taking nuclear shots at each other. Holy garbage! That is going to do some damage if they do that. And they can't do it. They can't do it.
Hey, Scotty, and by the way, when we come back after in our next hour, we'll rehash the Budweiser new Pro America ad. It's all over media. We focused on it in the 8 o'clock hour. We know we have new listeners as well. If anything has come out, you can let us know about that. Eric, we're also going to talk about another circuit attorney, assistant attorney.
I saw that.
I talked to her last night.
What?
Yeah. She's really bent out of shape because she wanted to really help the city. And she's like, see you, sucker. I'll explain that.
And she moved back to another city that sucks even worse.
Well, we'll see. And that shows you how bad it is where she was. We'll get into that. We're also going to let people know about, I'll tell you about it in a second, dealing with Ameren and a charity. When you do donate money, do you really know where your money is going when it comes to charity?
Never.
And that's so sad because people need help and charity is a great thing. But we have better news. Scotty Gherkin released some information over the weekend. Scotty got a new awesome job.
Yes.
Scotty, let everybody know what's going on, buddy.
Oh, you want to do it now?
Yeah.
Well, I was approached a couple weeks ago to go on over to local station here in St. Louis, KC95.
Whoa!
Which is the oldest heritage rock station in the country.
Sweet meat.
Which was probably the first station I ever listened to as a kid. And
yeah, me too.
I was pretty excited and honored, but I'll be joining the Josh Innes show over there as a second co-host producer over there.
That's good.
Fun.
Awesome.
Friday 2 to 6.
We will miss you.
When are you?
So I won't take anything away from you guys. It's 2 to 6.
When are you going to be starting, bud?
The first show is Monday.
Next Monday.
April 24th.
Yeah. It is. It's the biggest. Look, guys. Look, let me tell you something. He doesn't even need to worry about this. Back in the day, radio was massive. There were a few stations in this country that did so much good. I mean, as far as radio stations, AOR, album-oriented rock stations, KC95 was the first station that all the record labels would call to break albums. That was the number one station. They say Cincinnati, but really KC was the one that broke Rush here. KC95 was the one that made Sammy Hagar when he came out of Montrose huge. KC95 was the Lynyrd Skynyrd. I mean, they broke so many national bands at that place. It was unbelievable.
That's why it's such an honor for Scotty to be there.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And as far as just radio stations, period, in general, KMOX and KC95 were some of the biggest stations in the United States.
Can we get some free pig shirts for Cancel This fans?
Get some sweetmeats. Hell yeah, right?
Glenn was saying that you're getting a lot of congratulations online. You're super talented. Cancel This is
and I'll still be around here and there. And you
better be.
So yeah,
you're the only one that agrees with me.
Cancel This is in a much better position because of your time here. That is for sure.
Yeah,
and
I appreciate that. It'll be fun.
And people, of course, can still be a part of Cancel This and still do the KC deal with yourself.
First thing Scotty's doing over there, he told me, is he's getting rid of all of the Pink Floyd songs, all the Boston songs.
You know that ain't I ain't gonna have a damn say in anything. They're gonna say, "Shut up and talk, monkey."
Nickelback all day long. Yeah. All right.
So have you ever, I mean, you've done a lot of things over the years. Have you ever been a co-host?
No.
And that's what I'm saying, because
no,
you deserve it and you're good.
Well, and it all started with podcasts with Tom and Jeff when they left The Point. I didn't even really ever have any aspirations of doing anything radio or broadcasting wise.
When was that? Podcast is so big now.
Oh, these guys were.
And you guys
invented it.
You guys were like the cusp.
Yeah, we were podcasting like before. Like there was one podcast network out that had like a few podcasts on it, but we had we did 300 episodes, and they did it every day. You know, much like we do here. And it was just we didn't have the Facebook Live platform. You know, apps were just kind of really starting to develop. Like I had like 5 computers going. You know, Joe, who's sitting behind me here to my right, was, you know, he had 2 computers going. It took so much more to do. But then I was just a producer, started talking with them, and then just kind of found that I really enjoyed doing it. And then went to work with Kevin Slayton, went to be a part of the ownership group of 590 The Fan when we brought that back. but never on the mic other than with the Tom and Jeff show.
And you're so good at it.
Yes.
You've joined us obviously here.
Oh wait, you know what?
And on the Edge, you used to come up on Fridays sometimes.
And I take that back because before you guys started the Edge, I did the morning show at the Viper for a little.
That's right.
I did do that. Yeah, I did
We
do
all
that.
forget about that.
I did.
We all forget about
that's
that.
That's terrible. I shouldn't have forgot about that. No, I think, but it was only like 4 or 5 months. And then they kind of switched formats, and then you guys came in with the Edge after that.
Yeah.
And obviously we all know Chris, and Chris is a great friend of mine and gave me that opportunity with Chris Rosavi over there. And that was fun. So yeah, I have I hosted that show.
Well, I don't know too many people, if anybody, especially in the Midwest, who can be a top-notch co-host from a talent standpoint and run the board at the same time.
Yeah.
And make everybody look and sound good and get the videos ready and get them edited. So
and dance like a monkey.
And dance like a monkey.
And I'm going to need you to call in
and then go sing for Modern Day Zero on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Here's heavy rotation, Modern Day Zero.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to them about adding that into rotation. I mean, we're classic at this point, right? I mean, it was 20 years ago.
Oh, KC wouldn't call themselves a classic rock station. Keep that in mind. They would not, even though they are. The K Hits was the classic rock station. Yeah. They still are AOR, album oriented rock.
Yeah, you taught me. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah,
before.
I'm telling you right now, they are a phenomenal, but they gotta young up the crowd a little bit. They're gonna have to do that.
I don't know what their plan is for. You know what? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, my kids listen to Casey.
Yeah, so do I.
So it's I mean, I think people just need to enjoy the music that it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Every time Shooting Star comes up, you'll think of
I will.
Oh, look, they're singing For Your Life.
I might actually just play it.
Yeah.
Well, we still have you for a couple more weeks, and you might be double dipping for a week or two, maybe. Yep. But you're welcome here anytime. Of course, we're going to miss you.
I appreciate that for sure.
And the formats,
thank you guys, for the opportunity.
Oh, the formats don't even cross. So he can literally come here and decompress with us and say, I got some stuff I got to talk about.
Maybe Scotty will revolutionize everything over at KC. Turn them conservative.
I don't think I'm even going to attempt.
Yeah. Scotty's going to be Scotty, and that's all you need.
You know what? I'm going to go laugh and have some fun.
Exactly. You need that.
That's what I want.
That's right.
So we appreciate that. Our best to Scott Gherkin from Cancel This as he gets ready to start next week with KC 95, one of the best to ever.
I like how you just did that with KC 95.
That's how I remembered as a kid.
I know.
We're all in that generation. That's for sure. And they're still rocking and rolling. Hey guys, by the way, it's our 100th day already here as we continue to do what we do on cancelthisshow.com. When we come back, we're going to talk. We've got where's your money going when it comes to charity? Ameren, allegedly, according to Missouri legislators and regulators, say they've been screwing over charity. For every $1 that goes to charity, another $11 goes elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
where?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is to help kids. We're also going to talk about the circuit attorney, Natalia Ogurkowicz, who said, I can't deal with Kim Gardner anymore. I'm out. I am out. And she penned a very serious letter. She's working with the Missouri Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, about things going on. Things couldn't be any worse for Kim Gardner right now in the city. That is for sure.
She needs to leave.
Pete Buttigieg says that car crashes are because of racism. You're not going to believe the sound that you hear from that. Plus, we'll recap what's happening with Bud. Their stock continues to fall.
Yes.
You can't make this stuff up. It is our 100th day. Thank you so much for cancelthisshow.com. Continue to please share the show, like, subscribe. You can donate at cancelthisshow.com. Now we're going to give you a little look at our partners and our advertisers, and we'll be back with more right after this. For Scotty Gherkin, Eric Johnson, and Tabitha Hassel, I'm Vic Faust. Back in 2 minutes.
This is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local high school athletes, college athletes, weekend warriors, injured workers, and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com. That's DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
White Glove Exotic Services is St. Louis's first concierge vehicle service center. Alex David's team is passionate, certified technicians. They have industry-leading tools and equipment. They do it all. They pick up and deliver your car, hands-free. Plus, they have elite detailing service, customized PPF wraps and tinting, and inspection and titling assistance. White Glove also specializes in logistics and storing options, vehicle listings, and consignment. White Glove Exotic Services. Check them out at cancelthisshow.com.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Sparks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Carroll House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last, like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
And welcome back to cancelthisshow.com. Hey, by the way, we want to thank Complete Auto Body. They are the company you go to for anything. Complete Auto Body and Repair. You go to CompleteAB.com. Once again, CompleteAB.com. You need any sort of car work done, go to Complete Auto Body and Repair. Not only do they have 6 amazing facilities throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, they're climate controlled, air conditioning, spending a ton of money every month, but they need technicians, and you're not going to find a better place to work if you're a technician of any kind when it comes to the auto world. Once again, give Curtis a call over at Complete Auto Body and Repair, CompleteAB.com. We're going to be getting an inside look at those facilities later this week or next week as well when it comes to Complete Auto Body and Repair. Dr. Mahesh Bagway is going to be joining us a week to talk about some of the funny training stories that he's allowed to talk about as he was coming through the ranks of learning how to be an orthopedic surgeon. Tomorrow, we're going to talk to a financial expert out of New York. When it comes to what's happening with our economy right now, it'll blow your mind. He came across our podcast and was like, I love this.
Excellent.
And contacted us and said, I'd like to be on. I was like, yeah, sure. We started talking to him. I looked him up.
Scotty,
when we get it.
Can you turn my mic on?
Sorry about that. Here's
I don't like you anymore.
I know. I get
Sorry
it.
about that.
I get it. See, he's got all the power. He's like AI.
Yes, he does.
He's like AI Scotty Gherkin. I want to know. Here's my next question with AI. Seriously. There's a lot of stuff that gets thrown around like AI is going to stop humanity, correct? That's what you hear?
Yeah. That's what Elon told us.
Exactly. I want to hear like on December 24th, 2040, AI officially takes over the codes of all nuclear weaponry on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And a volley of 42,000 weapons are flying randomly through the universe or through the, and destroys. I want to know exactly how AI does it. Does it take over all electric cars and smashes us into a wall? What does it do exactly to kill us? Tabitha?
None of those things are going to
None of those things are going to happen. So, right. And maybe Elon Musk is talking a lot in these grand terms. Okay, Elon, how exactly does it happen? Where are the systems that are in place? Does AI somehow figure out a way to lock people out of Boston Robotics and builds an entire robot army?
We're going to see what
happens.
There will be a way to shut it down, but let me think about this one, Eric. Maybe we've already been through this before. Maybe we've already had this technology, and maybe it already resulted in that, and that's why we have aliens. Maybe they've already destroyed the Earth once, and now they're coming back to see how it all happened. Why do we have hieroglyphs that show technology? They show different. I mean, explain that. Maybe we've already done this before.
And Robert says virus. Well, we're gonna. Maybe we should Should we take
the Friday show,
a portion of every Friday and just do AI?
Until we
should.
figure it out. And then when we do figure it out, we'll send a copy of the show to the White House and say, we've got this.
The White House?
Yeah. Somebody go wake Biden up. Go knock on his door.
Well, we don't want to send it to the White House. We know we can't send it to NASA. We definitely can't send it to the CIA or the FBI. So I have no idea where we send it. Maybe Tucker Carlson? Is that
Tucker?
Speaking of which, before we get into these other topics, I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but we really do try and we study to be ahead of the game and bring the topics out. Guess what Fox News is now reporting?
What's that?
Is it serious? Could Americans really be forced to eat insects?
Yeah.
Yep.
We get to the bottom of it with Tucker Carlson.
I saw it.
What have we been talking about when Tabitha brought it up?
Tabitha is so ahead of the game.
I've been
it's
talking
sick.
about eating insects for about 2 years.
Just because
Not
you
just
enjoy
because
them.
you
Because it's
enjoy it.
coming.
Oh, you
Yeah.
you beat me to it.
In your MREs.
Yeah.
No, but I'm dead serious. Once again, the national outlets following the subjects that we're trying to bring up, and that's great. We're glad that they are talking about it.
It's called alternative protein sources, by the way.
So you're going to start to hear more about that as well. Just like we said with the AI.
First of all, one thing you got to notice, this has nothing to do with myself, Vic, or Tabitha, or Scotty. They are not putting this out in the universe for us to go to Roost Chris Bug House and have a steak of bugs and
Luxury
worms
insects.
and whatever else. That's not for us. Okay. They're putting this out in the world so not even the Gen Z, whatever comes after the Gen Z, they're priming them for it so they can go, we don't participate in putting methane gas in the universe anymore, so we're going to eat crickets. That's who you will never have
Stink
to
bug baby food.
Stink bug baby food, right? You are never going to have to worry about eating
it's not going to happen.
a roach sandwich. That is never going to be Tabitha's hassle.
It's that. I mean, we're never going to be forced to eat.
This is for your
crickets
kids.
in our lifetime.
It's for your kids.
Have you seen the meat at the grocery stores lately?
I don't look at meat the same way after we had our conversation.
When
last
I go
week,
to the
Tabitha.
grocery store, I look at all the meat. I look it all over very carefully.
Ugh.
And if you notice, and this just happened to me last week, I went to my local grocery store.
Can you say what it is, or is that bad?
I won't say where it was, but
was it a big store or
yeah,
is it a small?
it was a big
Okay.
store. And there was some meat there that was like purple. And it was supposed to be hamburger, but it was
You need to
purple.
start taking pictures. Of
I
it.
know, but I always feel bad doing that. But I am going to start doing. Sometimes I don't take my phone in the grocery store, but I'm going to start doing that.
Okay.
And the meat was purple. It was purple,
Hmm.
and I'm thinking, what is in that? Why does it look purple? But you know,
Take
Eric,
a photo. I've never seen that before.
think about
Never.
this, and I've seen it multiple times. But think about this when it comes to our food supply. Unless you're growing it or killing it, you have no idea what's in your food. If you don't raise it and kill it or plant it and harvest it, you really have no idea what's in your food supply.
Well,
or find a butcher
remember back in
who
the
really
day,
knows.
and we're not even back in the day. Remember today when they said we're going to make what are called veggie burgers? This is going to take over the universe. You're going to eat a veggie hot dog at the ball game, veggie hamburger at your favorite hamburger joint. It never caught on.
But
They're not good.
It's not good, but it is catching on. Do you know?
It's not.
These companies like
soy
Beyond
burgers. Remember
Meats,
soy burgers?
Eric, companies like Beyond Meat
You remember
are
soy
making,
burgers?
Stay away from soy.
Yes,
they're
stay away
making
from
billions of dollars.
maybe, but you know what? It's
billions of dollars. You know who else is making billions of dollars?
Who's that?
These companies that are coming out with lab grown meat. They're getting government contracts. They're making lab grown meat and seafood.
Yeah.
And there are restaurants, I've said this 1,000 times,
Yeah.
popping up all over not only the world, but even here in the United States. And pretty soon, what it comes down to is the labeling. Do they have to label cellular grown meat?
I hear you, girl.
So when you go to
I
your
hear
local
you.
grocery store,
Yeah.
are you buying a farm raised cow or
Mm-hmm.
are you buying a cellular grown piece of beef?
Which is why I tell people we're going to be promoting them more. Please contact me and I'll tell you about Patriot Switch because it is one of the only places in America.
Oh, I got to find out about that.
Where they're growing their own meat and they've been growing their own meat and they've got their own cattle from the start. Nothing crappy goes into those cows. Everything is right there, produced from the cows, from the time the cow's been born. It took them 28 years to get to this point, and they're unveiling this now, where you know where your meat's coming from 100%. And the best part about it, is you're supporting American Patriot Switch. And we're going to have more people coming on to talk about it. But
that.
Contact me, email me, whatever it takes. I will teach you. I will show you, because that's exactly where I'm going to be getting my meat, knowing exactly where it's coming from. In Tabitha, that's why I start looking at some of that meat going, oh my God, what is going on?
I've gotten to a point where I don't even want to eat it anymore. When I go to the grocery store and I see the meat, I am terrified to even buy it.
I think the revolution, and Tabitha talks about revolutions. There's not going to be an AR-15 pointed at somebody else. Here's what I do think might happen.
And there's where you're wrong.
Here's what I do think might happen, Vic. In the Eastern Washington, where Spokane is, there are sheriffs that are not enforcing state laws on gun control. They're like, screw this, that is unconstitutional, we're out. I think pipelines will start to come back online when they're like, we can't do this anymore. Screw what the government says. We're turning on the oil pipelines and we're going to make this happen again. I think that the people, if they're like, you have to eat bugs, I think the people will rise up and say, this is the most bogus law I've ever heard. We're done. I think that might be a revolution of sorts. And I think that people, and if you haven't noticed,
is going to happen.
If you haven't noticed,
going to happen.
If you have, I don't think so.
I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen.
I don't think so. If you haven't noticed yet, people are seriously now moving from blue states to red states.
Do you see what's going on in Sudan right now?
This is getting out of control with people leaving these blue urban areas to go to red states. It
might start with the U-Haul war that you talk about. But if you look at what's going on in Sudan right now, that all started over the price of bread. In other countries,
well, I think we're talking about the same thing.
You have to start looking at other countries and think that just because it has not happened here, we have had a civil war.
I think we're
here,
talking about the same thing.
and we will have another civil war in this country. And when we do, unfortunately, there will be violence. There's no other way.
Yeah, but I think that the beginning of this.
And Robert, thank you. He says the Biden Energy Department just okayed an Alaskan pipeline.
It's true.
And now
you got to take some of the pressure off that valve or it will blow. And I think that's what they're going to
do. They're starting to ration water to different parts of the country.
Okay. Let me devil's advocate that one.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Let me devil's advocate that one a little bit. So the population growth in the Southwest, this is a true story. Lake Mead is the same way. The water levels have been going down steadily.
Correct.
There are millions and millions and millions of more people that were there back in the 60s and 70s. And they do have to ration, or they have to figure out how to manage this water supply. It is just something you have to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were told that by a guest that we had on the show.
Yeah, and I don't want to make everything demonized on this show if it doesn't need to be demonized. It does sound horrible that the United States government is rationing water. That is a horrible headline, but
look at what's going on in Mississippi. There's parts of Mississippi right now,
yes, ma'am,
where they've gone weeks with no clean drinking water. These people can't take a shower, they can't take a bath, they can't cook. They have to stand in lines to get government water because their water supply is so contaminated.
From what?
I don't know from what. Just from the things that we put in the ground.
Apparently, you don't need to go farther than you don't have to go any farther than St. Charles, Missouri.
True.
Apparently, St. Charles, Missouri has contaminated drinking water, and they're trying to get Ameren. Is it Ameren? Yeah, I guess it is.
There's boil orders in St. Charles County all the time.
They're trying to get
I don't
Ameren.
even think people pay attention to them.
Yeah, they're trying to get whatever water supply company to fix this thing, and they're in they're in lawsuits right now to do that. I mean, the government has screwed up a lot of.
Well, the government's very worried about cows and methane gas, but they don't seem to be worried at all about our water supply.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be concerned at all.
Another train derailment up in Maine. That's unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I had a debate with Bing. Another debate. I said, isn't it safer to transport oil via pipelines than it is to put it on rails, since every train seems to be falling off the tracks?
There were two train derailments this weekend. There were 2 of them, Eric.
You think we should build some pipelines, Bing? Bing wasn't having any of it and said, I can see how some would disagree with you.
No, I get it.
I was like, what?
But that's a great way. You know what's interesting when you talk about that too? Scotty, when you get a chance, we have to pop up Pete Buttigieg, because it kind of goes into that. We talk about all the issues that are going. It was just a quick hitting kind of going around. Yeah, Pete Buttigieg now says a car crashes are racist. And it's because of racism.
I think he means like streetcar racing.
Yeah. Well,
racingist.
Make sense of this. Here's Pete Buttigieg.
We've got a crisis when it comes to roadway fatalities in America. We lose about 40,000 people every year. It's a level that's comparable to gun violence. And we see a lot of racial disparities. Black and brown Americans, tribal citizens, and rural residents much more likely to lose their lives, whether it's in a car or as a pedestrian being hit by a car. There are a lot of reasons related to discrimination, related to even the ways that roads are designed and built. Who has access to a safe street design that's got crosswalks and good lighting? Who doesn't have that access? That can drive disparities, and we have a responsibility to act on that. We've got
that guy. I mean, really,
you're an absolute
what
moron.
the is? You know what? We already talked about the American people right now as a whole.
Yeah.
We are the dumbest Americans in 100 years. We are, as a whole, we are, and our scores on testing proves it. We're dumb. And I think the administration, the worst administration this country's ever had, and that goes all the way down to the transportation secretary, thinking that they can actually say this crap.
They can.
And get by with it.
Because they don't believe it. So we're not, the government's not dumb. The guys that are doing these things are not dumb. They are depending on the United States population to be dumb. And we are, because this is not a world full of John Waynes anymore. This is not a world full of
good point.
This is not a world that has Sinatras out there, and it's we're in a different time. You say we have built white men, to be toxic masculinity. You need masculinity in a country. You need that kind of energy to run a country. And they've knocked all that down. You need people to realize that that can learn from the mistakes of their past and not live inside of those mistakes. We're not racist anymore, but the government keeps telling you you're racist, which divides the country. So they're not dumb. We're dumb for believing them. And when Pete Buttigieg says the streets are racist, they were built racist. No, they weren't, dumbass. You're saying that because you're the transportation secretary and it's your platform to call people racist.
Well, he's
so if you believe him, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
Okay.
But racism does exist.
But not in transportation.
There still is racism. But the problem is when we have somebody making a statement like this, it takes away from true racism. People who are out there fighting against true racism, this takes away from their cause. It doesn't give them their voice. We can't call everything racist.
No, it is the dictate of every agency right now in the United States, including the United States military, including the transportation department, including Homeland Security, every single one of those damn agencies, the DOJ, their first thing when they come up behind a podium is we're fighting racism. We're fighting white supremacists in the country. And if you're Pete, it's your turn now. What is your racist movement? Let me think about this. Oh, the roads. They're very racist.
But he also...
They're very racist. You know what I'm saying? It's
crazy. He has to change the narrative because guess what? We continue to have, as you brought up, the railroad issues. He continues to have disasters around the country. So what do you do if things are going bad? You just try to switch the narrative. We saw a horrible attempt by the Bud CEO over the weekend with their commercial and not addressing what they did, supporting transgender and supporting reassignment surgery for kids. And that's what you do when you support Dylan Mulvaney. And then they didn't address it. So they try to switch the narrative. Oh, look at our Clydesdales. Don't look at this. Look at our beautiful Clydesdales running on the beach. Same thing with Pete Buttigieg. You've got to be kidding me that they continue to throw that crap against the wall, see if they can get any of it to stick, get the media in play, because we know the national media. Oh, really, Pete? Yeah, you're right. We're going to go run that, since we're going to do whatever you say, Pete. We're not going to bring up all the other bad things that are happening. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. So now you're racist if you don't agree that our highway system and roads are now racist.
No, you're not.
You're a racist.
No, you're not. Don't listen to him.
You're a bad person.
No, you're not.
You're such a bad person.
You're smart, and you don't put up with that garbage anymore. The sky is falling, Chicken Little, the little boy that cried wolf. I feel like we're starting, not there yet. We're starting to get to that era of of the sky is falling, Chicken Little, and the little boy that cried wolf over and over and again, and eventually people just stopped believing them. There's always something that's coming out now about our government lying to us. This document leak that happened over the last week, happened a long time ago, but they just caught the guy. They found out that they were kind of lying to the American people. They're always lying to us, and now we talk about the brand. Remember, we talk about being a brand manager. The government is losing its brand of being trustworthy. Okay, it just
losing or lost. They lost it long time ago, Eric.
But that goes down into the areas, and I wanted to hit this before we get into focusing on some of the accomplishments of our 100 days here and what we do to remind people about who we are and how you can like and subscribe and share our show. Eric, I knew you were going to be all excited about this. Natalia Ogurkowicz is her name. She's another prosecuting attorney that left Kim Gardner's office in St. Louis, Missouri, and she wrote a blistering resignation letter on her way out. I spoke to her last night. She's trying to get permission from her attorney to join us on the show. She says she's very sick to her stomach. She's overwhelmed and desperately wanted to stay in St. Louis, but said she couldn't do it anymore because she had lost trust from the inside working in St. Louis. This is the second biggest prosecuting attorney to leave in the last 3 weeks. She told Kim Gardner about her departure via email, and she said, "Thank you for making my dream of being a homicide prosecutor come true. I'm grateful, but the Supreme Court of Missouri has made it clear that when the choice between committing malpractice and resignation is the only option, resignation is what must happen."
Jeez.
She went on to say, in my opinion, my workload, not only the caseload, is and has been completely unattainable for one person. We've heard about that. People don't want to work there. They don't want to work for Kim Gardner. She said that one paralegal to 5 or 6 attorneys handling large caseloads with most cases set for trial is entirely insufficient. She called the work environment under Kim Gardner toxic. This is a liberal Democrat prosecutor.
Yeah.
This isn't Andrew Bailey, white Republican, bad guy, attorney general.
What took her so long to quit is what I want to know, because,
she loved
the word dream job. Didn't you hear that?
And
I
felt
did.
like she was doing what she always
I get
wanted
it, but
to
I'll
do.
tell you what, I stumbled into it accidentally.
Yes, ma'am.
A retirement party for some folks under Kim Gardner, because about a year after she came into the position as circuit attorney, most of the people left. And I just happened to stumble into a retirement party for one of these folks. And they were all so tired of what was going on in her office. They all had very similar stories to why this was their dream job. This is what they always wanted to do. People from all walks of life, different types of political beliefs. And they were all sick of it. Because you know what's happening under Kim Gardner? So many things, of course, we know. But one of the things people don't think about is all the people that are released because they're not getting their speedy trial. They are forced to be let go, guilty or not, because they, by the Constitution, have their right to a speedy trial. And it's not happening in her office.
Well, she told me, she said, "Vic, I'm pretty traumatized by it and sad how it all ended, but I felt that it was absolutely the right thing to do."
No doubt. She, the city of St. Louis.
But she's also a witness now.
I forgot about that.
In the pending quo warranto action. And I'm telling you, I don't want to talk about the companies she's worked with before, but all the big attorneys before she went into the city, it's going to be big with her being a witness. It is. And everybody can claim racism and everything else, but
it has to be difficult for her, because if you talk to somebody, my son's father was a prosecutor. He used to be a public defender, and then he couldn't handle defending people he knew were guilty. So he switched sides. And when you're a prosecutor, you want to actually prosecute crimes. That's your life passion. And to be put into an office where your hands are tied and you're not prosecuting anyone. In fact, you're letting guilty people back into the streets. I can't even imagine.
So the AG of Missouri, his job is not only to get rid of this knucklehead. His job is to frame this so she has no avenue out in any of the debates. It's not a racist thing. It's an incompetency thing. This is a better for St. Louis thing. This is to show the good people who would have voted for her, or not just in St. Louis, but around the country, that this has got to stop.
And this is a national story, by the way.
Yeah, it is such a national.
It.
Yes,
you don't
it's a blueprint.
You don't have assistant circuit attorneys coming out and being as direct and hardcore as you have right now, and this is why it's being picked up all across the country right now.
Correct, and it's starting to backfire on these prosecutors. Kim Fox, not so much in Chicago, but definitely Garner, and now Alvin has got an entire committee of. He's got a committee. Yeah, he's got a committee of the United States House of Representatives. They're exploring what the hell he's doing to not prosecute certain people, but over prosecuting other people.
It'll set a precedent for sure.
Yeah, so I think. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like the tide is kind of, it's like turning the Titanic.
I'm not hopeful.
It's not.
I'm not hopeful.
Well, she said her final bullet in this whole situation, no pun intended for St. Louis, was that Gardner publicly was saying that she argued that attorneys in recent court filings, that mistakes were being made by her attorneys, not her, and she cannot warrant her removal from office. She says if the attorney general believes that an assistant circuit attorney has forfeited his or her office, the remedy is not to seek Miss Gardner's ouster, but to seek that person's ouster. And she also says, I will not work for a leader who makes public statements outright calling her own attorneys, her team, negligent, implying their incompetence, and then doubling down on that position while facially representing respect, appreciation, and support.
If your choice is to do malpractice or to resign, you resign. That's what was going through that girl's
And the final
head.
comment she made was, as a St. Louis City resident, I'll add Democrat as well, I have lost trust in Kim Gardner from the inside. I do not believe that her leadership can stop the metaphorical and physical ballistics from continuing to fly through our city. No, she's brilliant.
Well written.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
Damn.
Natalia's brilliant. And hopefully we can get her on the show. Hopefully her attorney allows her at some point in time. And if she can, I just thank Natalia for getting back to me and at least telling us that this is, and I know people who know her, that this was eating her alive, having to quit and do this.
I mean, how can
had to have been.
How are you Kim Gardner, who, I guess she went to law school. She passed the bar. She got into some kind of political action group, I would imagine, and then became the prosecutor of St. Louis. How do you not sit back in your easy chair and go, I am looked at as a complete waste of space. How do I fix that? What is my job? And then they put their job on the whiteboard and they go,
do you think she cares about her job?
That? How do I fix that? Because when George Soros is gone, I'll still be here and I will be known as a prosecutor who lets crime slip through the cracks. Do you ever go, that's it, team meeting, we got to fix this.
No,
I got to make St. Louis
I got to already said
that's
why
what we do in business, Vic.
Yeah,
we go team meeting in the conference room, 5 minutes, go. But I always wondered that. How can these prosecutors know objective is A, your job is B, which equals C? And usually when you're a prosecutor, C is lower crime rate, correct? For every action, there's a reaction kind of a thing. That's the most amazing thing to me. I cannot get that in my mind, how those prosecutors can let these cities just go to hell.
Yeah, and we're going to be continuing to follow that because she is she's a lightning rod of controversy all over the place, and she brought it on herself, and now she has her own team coming out against her at every opportunity, explaining and now working, once again, I repeat, working with a Republican. With a Republican attorney general to talk about just how terrible it is. Because when you're an attorney, most attorneys they do. And when you're working for low money, you're doing it because you love it.
Yeah.
And you have a passion to do it. You want to help people. You want to help the city you live in, not commute to, that you live in. And then you have to walk away because you said our boss is just ripping us. And
that office has they have opposing teams. They have the defender's office as well, which is you go to work for no money, pretty much defending people that are in crime. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Kim Gardner instead of being the prosecutor and not prosecuting him, I go work for the other side and say, I'm going to defend all these people.
You guys, you're right, Eric. But here's the thing: we already know Kim Gardner is getting paid. She took George Soros' money. If she hadn't taken his money, she wouldn't even have gotten the job to begin with. She would have never even gotten the job.
Maybe.
All she cares about is money, A. B, she thinks that there are too many Black people prosecuted for crimes that they didn't commit. So she doesn't She doesn't want to put people into jail. I mean, she said that.
Some people said she played the race card in the
one.
city to get votes. And I hope that's not the case, but we'll see where it goes. She was elected twice. And
and she would be elected a third, fourth, and fifth time if she were able
from the
to
people.
run.
I used to say that all the time, and now I'm starting to wonder because of all the information and the people who would actually go and vote. And if people would still vote for an incompetent,
it's the 18%.
This is the worst circuit attorney in America right now. That's not an opinion. If you look at the facts, if you look at the cases, you look at the cases that have been released, you look at the people coming against you, you look at the crime rate, there's nobody worse. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. So if you look at that and then the people would still vote her in, as Eric says, have at it. It says a lot about you if you're going to continue to vote. But once again, if you only have 25 to 28%.
And I do think that a real revolution comes like this. And I think this is fair. I just think this is fair. If you're voted in to any job, I don't care what job it is. If I have to go get out of my easy chair on a Tuesday afternoon and vote for you, the job should have a matrix of success, correct? It should have your job has to be based on bringing crime down, or your job has to be based on how many barrels of trash you basically put in the landfills, or how many potholes you fill. If you're a government employee, if you're a teacher and we vote for the school board, your job is to make our students' test scores go up. If they go down, you're fired. You know what I'm saying? We're getting to a time where we have to have quantifiable matrix of if you succeed or if you fail. And that's all I'm saying. What's wrong with that? Is there a problem with that? I also think if you want to run for something, Tabitha, because I know that you do.
I don't.
I think that it might be a good idea for you to study for a test, take the test, get certified that you know how to actually run that agency that you're running for. I think that's fair as hell.
I'm sure that Kim Gardner had to do all of those steps. I am sure she had to do all of those steps. You know, and let's just say they finally get rid of her. I don't see it happening, but let's say it happens. Well, then Governor Parson has to appoint someone into that position.
Yeah.
He's not going to appoint a Republican.
No.
It's going to be someone very similar to Kim Gardner.
Maybe not, but I'm telling you.
That would be the dumbest thing he ever did.
He has no choice.
That makes no sense at all.
Because the city will not put up with it.
Tabitha, I know one Democrat that he could appoint.
He will choose someone good.
That would work. I'm just telling you. And the back channel circuits, I've heard of one. So
he will make the best choice he can.
What about Jane Duker?
And how long?
It will not be Jane Duker.
No.
She's
Why wouldn't it be Jane?
Far too moderate. And then that's not the type of job she does.
You can't worry about
She's not a prosecutor.
Some in the city causing problems.
Let's call him up right now.
Because sometimes things have to get worse before they get better.
Think about this. Governor Parson is only going to have so many options because there's only so many people who might be qualified to be the circuit attorney prosecutor. I mean, there's only so many people who can run that office that have the ability, that know the job, etc. And it has to be somebody who's a Democrat liberal.
Why can't you have Parson come on the stairs of the Capitol and say, this is the guy I'm putting in charge of St. Louis. He has a track record.
Or woman.
Yeah. And you can make him African-American, you make him Mexican, Chinese, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Probably not a white guy, unfortunately, but you know what? You can put whatever you want in there. But the guy or the girl has a track record of fixing stuff.
Yeah, why not?
I got a fixer over here. It's going to fix St. Louis.
Well, it's unfortunate because this is the first female African-American circuit attorney in St. Louis history.
And she butchered it.
And it's been a disaster.
It's been a disaster.
Hey, how about some better news?
No, I like this bad news crap.
Today is our 100th day on cancelthisshow.com. If you haven't had a chance to check out all of our original content, please check it out and like and subscribe and share. Alex, with our marketing company, Raising Sales, day 100, made the graphic as we just showed you behind. It actually looks really good too. We love it. 100 thumbnails behind us for that graphic, which is just badass. We wanted to let you guys know what you're making happen, and also how you can like, subscribe, promote us, as well as because you guys are a part of this. We're a big team as we continue to try to grow. So on this 100th day, some of the information, guest Eric, I, and Tab will be giving you some of this information. Alex, thank you for putting this presentation together because it's damn good.
I do not have it.
If you go to text at canceltheshow.com.
So I would like to just kind of sit here and just hang out with you guys.
And click on the click link. It's on your text. You have it.
No, I tried that and I couldn't do it. That's how technologically we are.
It's in your email. Just go to your email.
I don't have my access to my email.
Oh, Eric.
Which is fine because I can ad-lib the damn thing.
I'm going to give you my phone.
I don't need your phone because I will just sound like I'm reading something. Okay. I can ad-lib. Just let me go crazy over here.
Okay. In 100 episodes thus far.
Yes.
320,000 video views across all our platforms.
Yes.
Also, we've had over 18,000 views just in the last 7 days.
Woo!
We've had regular listeners from around the world. Top countries include, of course, the United States. How about Ireland checking in?
What?
India, the Philippines,
That was
Canada.
Biden watching.
Yeah. His staff. Oh, my God. Are they showing more video of him today? Singapore and the UK. And we appreciate you guys jumping in when you do. Each month, the Cancel This content is seen by over 170,000 people.
You know, that's right.
We're just over 4 months in, by the way.
Yes.
With over 8,000 subscribers and followers. So we've been able to accumulate a combined watch and listen time of 2,800 days, or what you would say is 7.5 years of show content in our just over 4 months.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Now, can I get to the guests?
Get to the guest list, please.
Okay, so
these are just some of the guests.
Right. This is crazy because it's 100 shows. It's a podcast. It's not radio. We're not sponsored by Sirius or some Clear Channel, which I don't even think there's
not
yet anymore. But it's crazy. We've had Kyle Rittenhouse.
Boom.
The father of the Second Amendment. That's the
great way of saying it.
We've had Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Woo!
You know that's right. We found out that Nature Boy wants to go out with our receptionist.
And he is nothing about woke culture at all.
OAN's
Chanel.
Yeah, Chanel
Rion.
And I tell you what, we need to get her back here more often because she represents a lot of, and she knows how to get sliced right to the facts, unlike Tabitha. But
I was just going to say, if Chanel says that, Eric believes it.
Woo!
We had InfoWars Owen. I can't remember his last name.
Owen Schroyer.
Owen Schroyer. That's right. He's a badass.
A St. Louis's own Owen Schroyer.
SEAL team members, paranormal legend George Norrie. Are you kidding me? Come on, that is a legend.
There, SEAL Team 8 member Bill Brown,
Missouri Governor Mike Parson. We've had on the show a couple of times. I think we'll have him on more often.
Attorney
don't you
General
think so?
Andrew Bailey, who we were just talking about.
That's correct. Who else have we had? Al Watkins was on the show.
America's Mom living in Texas. Absolutely amazing. The FBI raided her home in Colorado just 2 years ago. She was an incredible guest that I loved having on as well.
Colonel Joe Adams.
Colonel Joe.
I think Al Watkins is the surprising one on this list.
The attorney for, as we knew, the shaman.
The shaman.
Who broke that story in regards to getting released. Then, of course, after we had him on, Tucker Carlson had him on 3 days later.
Yeah, I think that's the sleeper because Al is famous in a lot of channels in the law world. But my God, we had the lawyer that was the face of January 6th. And we're friends with him. And
one of my favorites was arguably one of the country's top constitutional attorneys, Mike Yoder, who came on just a few weeks ago. And he was in town visiting his good friend Andy Frisella, doing that podcast as well. And he made some time for us too, which we were grateful for. Those are just some of the guests. You guys are still popping off people that you love. One of my favorites too, which we'll have back on just 2 weeks ago, Jim Kennedy. The expert on rare earth minerals. And he didn't even get a chance to get into everything, which is why we're going to have him back on as he talks to, he's the foremost leader across the world explaining what's happening across this country.
Yeah. So one of us is doing a really good job producing this show. I'm not sure which one it is.
Tabitha, don't you have information too?
I do. We have some wonderful accomplishments here of our 100 days. Let's not forget this. We exposed a drag show seeking to groom children.
Oh, that's right.
We successfully forced them to change their policy
Why didn't I
to
get
adults
this list?
only. Right here in Chesterfield, Missouri. We applied pressure to state officials over dire crime situations in St. Louis City. I feel like we do that every single day. We played a pivotal role in the launch and promotion of defendtrump.org.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that. The petition.
It was a petition demanding equal justice and an end to political persecution. I hope everyone jumped into that. Defendtrump.org. And if you haven't yet, visit defendtrump.org, of course. Join the thousands of patriots voicing their support today. Of course, we covered numerous stories months before our mainstream news, even similar alternative media. We were way ahead of them. You know, we've been talking about bricks. We've been talking about bugs. We've been talking about
bricks and bugs.
Well,
bricks, bugs, babes, and Bud Light.
It is true. I think sometimes our show has a little bit of an edge because people know they can come here for the truth that you're not going to see on not only on mainstream media, but in a lot of other podcasts and a lot of other shows. We do bring it to you first. We've been way ahead of Fox National.
You have. I got to give you credit. Not even though
even though you don't believe anything I say.
No, it just depends on the day. He believes
if Fox 2 doesn't say it, it's not true.
I just tease you. I tease you, but you do say things like years in advance. I'm like, that is a bunch of garbage. And then all of a sudden I'll see it and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Tabitha was right. So I'll give you that credit. You are very ahead. Yeah, I think it's like you're a time traveler. You go back in time or something.
Maybe I am.
Or ahead in time, I should say.
Yeah, and I go back to some of the, and Ty Dennis, who's come in, of course, with his Clippers and Cops. And also Nicole Jenkins was a huge guest. I spoke to Nicole just a few days ago when she was wanting to go after BlackRock and some of the slum landlords in the city of St. Louis. And she came out and she wasn't afraid to say names. And she had a massively popular show when she was on. I spoke to her yesterday, as a matter of fact, and she's going to be coming back on the show.
Kathy Helbig, one of my absolute favorites, when comes on and talks to us about real estate. And I think about her, the topic she brings up in my daily life.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who's looking for a
real
home.
estate, and the reason I get excited about it is because it is literally the bedrock foundation of your entire economy. If people do not want to live in an apartment building, so they are always looking for food and shelter. And if your housing situation in any community sucks, or if it's too expensive or whatever, that's how your economy is doing. That's why she's so important when she comes on this show.
Nick Schroer making national headlines.
That's right.
As well, Missouri State Senator, and Justin Hicks.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, canceltheshow.com, going national over the Justin Hicks situation of being called out by a fellow African-American female at the state legislature, asking him, what kind of ethnicity are you? Just fantastic stuff. We went that went national after it was shown on this show as well. So
we had Gold Star Dad, Charlie Strange.
Oh, yes.
Talking about his son, Michael Strange.
And what
killed in action.
Who is the guy that does the swim and the run in New York
That's
City?
Bill Brown, the SEAL Team 8.
That we brought him. Love Bill Brown. That guy is a badass.
Or he's SEAL Team 8.
And Alex was a terrific guest with AI as well. So we wanted to give him a shout
you know
out.
what, really, we've had so many.
And Alex wanted us to focus again today to celebrate day 100, to talk a little bit about what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and what we're going to be doing moving forward, because we're just scratching the surface as the show is evolving, as we just get going. And of course, you guys make that happen for us. The best cancel interviews that we can possibly have, cancel culture interviews that we've had on the show, and we'll continue to have as well. We've got a local coffee shop owner coming up this week as well, who he and his brother, biracial, addicted to drugs, turn their life around, start up a business. And because they spoke out against the transgender situation going on in the country and in the St. Louis area, now there are people attacking them because they spoke out, going against them, trying to ruin their business because they said, sorry, do your own thing, but we don't back the transgender movement. We're trying to back our business. And they will be on the show coming up this week. We're figuring out a day right now.
Excellent.
Do you always feel
Kaja Stocky with her?
We cannot forget Kasha.
Donald from China. Yeah, I mean,
both of them talking about communism and living under communism rule and how much communism has seeped into our society.
Hell, I'm trying to remember all the cancel culture interviews that we've done.
Oh my gosh, there have been so many.
So anyway, yeah, it's
so many good people.
It's been a jam-packed 100 days, and we appreciate you guys for making that. And if you have, Peter, Pixy Dust. We got our Pixy Dust people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we could go down the
Al
list
James.
of the sponsors. We're grateful for everybody that we have. Strategic Air Services coming in, doing everything that they have done. Alex David with White Glove. You brought up Kathy Helbig. We now have a partnership starting with Greenlight Marijuana. That kicks off May 1st. We are going to be teaching you everything from the bud tenders products, what it can do for you. That starts in May. We've got a new charity, the 10-8 Project, that's jumped on with us starting in May as well. We're appreciating Carroll House Furniture for jumping in with us from the get-go as well. Renewal by Anderson. If you need windows, please give them a call. Go to our website, cancelthisshow.com. Once again, cancelthisshow.com. Get an estimate. Take a look at it. We had them in just last week. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Troy Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
American Ghost Sightings, one of the foremost authors and tour guides in America.
We have to get him on again.
Okay, I keep forgetting. And of course, the Weedium was super, super popular.
Shannon Rock. I love
Shannon rocked out of California. She rocked her segment as well. Still one of the most popular segments we've had as well.
It is the most popular, actually.
Yeah. I'm tired getting through all of that. My jaws hurt. But we wanted to make sure we were trying to catch up with everybody that we've had on.
Yeah. It's been a good run.
Who are we missing?
Oh, we're missing Ben Brown. We've had Ben on numerous times.
And
Bob Under.
There we go. Okay. Anyway, so we're grateful for everybody jumping in. And
we can say Scotty Gherkin eventually.
Yeah.
The KC95 DJ.
We had the KC guy on the show with us as well. He was so damn
eventually.
Yes, Jay. People talked about Ric Flair that he went into. And then Robert Peterson, I want to thank CC for making this all possible. And by the way, we thank you for those of you who have donated. We have had a few people donate to the show to help us keep our free speech going. That's massive. If you can help, great. If you can't, share the show. We'd love that as well. You can go to cancelthisshow.com on a laptop. If you are using your phone, you can go to cancelthisshow.com, click on the menu button, and there is a spot for you to donate as well. But it's been fun.
Yeah. Is it over? No, we got 100 more. It's like I'm so nostalgic now.
Okay. Anything else, guys?
Tabitha? Bring something to the.
I mean, we can close out now. It
really is okay if we do, because anything I do, I'm just going to be argumentative on some kind of stupid topic. So if you guys,
you wouldn't believe it anyway.
Scotty, can you remember anything that we've missed that we're trying to get on this 100 days?
No, I think you guys covered a lot of it. I mean, hey, new cameras.
Yeah. By the way, we're still selling some cameras. Please go to Facebook.
You hold one up
and Wenty's, of course.
Cannot forget Wenty's.
My friend Ben Kahn at Wenty's and the business partner and making it all happen. So
Wenty's has been phenomenal. Ben and Marla are amazing.
And everybody else who's supported us and continued to do the show. So and Alex says you also survived 2 cancellations on YouTube.
Good point.
We're on our last strike.
Stop it! Don't just stop.
On
stop. No, yeah.
Why are you baiting YouTube?
Don't bait.
I didn't say the word. I said a different name.
You just sound upset and angry.
We're doing well.
I never expected us to be on this long with them.
Can I hear it again?
I mean, you could make a song out of that.
That's pretty funny.
Oh my God, that may have been the funniest thing we've ever had on our day 100 episode.
Bring it down.
So that's Eric beatboxing and Scotty.
And I'm going to miss Scotty.
Oh, wait, hold on. I can add some other stuff too.
He's not leaving yet.
What? Wait, hold on. We can do some other stuff. Be like, hold on. We got.
Guys, this is great. Can we do that again? That was awesome.
You can't handle the truth. You
can't handle the truth.
That's hilarious.
Look at Tabitha. Tabitha's like,
Oh my God.
oh, that is so funny. How
I got
droll.
tears in my
Tabitha.
That was a good drop. We never had a drop from the
That's-
show, and when we got the GER,
That's the best
that
drop.
was a funny.
We're sorry.
What were we talking about when she
It
said the
doesn't
GER?
I was probably yelling at Eric over
Yeah.
something.
That's okay. Tabitha, every now and then you got to smile.
Jace, I'm looking at some of the comments from the line. Jay says new theme song possibly right
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a TikTok hit tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, you never
We
know.
we talk about how super talented Scotty is. Eric, every bit as talented. Super.
God,
super.
listen,
That
super.
was some good beatboxing there, buddy.
thanks.
I heard him beatbox on the edge, and I went,
Master
Damn.
E.
I was
Well,
like,
I couldn't afford a drum machine when I was a little kid, and I wanted to hear what the drums sound like behind my guitar playing, and that's how I figured it out.
that's
so,
badass, dude.
Yeah,
You're good.
I love it.
That's all music is today. That's AI. You just created your own AI music.
I know. Think about it for a second. Oh, it's
man.
getting crazy out there.
Guy-
Tabitha, smile. Don't look at me like that.
I am smiling. This is my smile.
That's gas. We can just go now. I gotta go to BMW.
Hey guys, we love you. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this day 100 episode of cancelthisshow.com. We are serious. We do appreciate it. We love your ideas. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for correcting us. Thanks for agreeing with us. And thanks for sharing the show. What were you going to say, buddy?
No, I was just looking at Todd. He goes, she is smiling.
That is my smile.
It's the only look she's got.
I know.
I only have one.
By the way, when we do another party, with the team at Winty's, I created a new shot for a Saturday night as well. It is a bomb pop shot.
What?
Is that new? I've never heard of that before.
It's amazing. It has blue. Think of a bomb pop. You know your frozen bomb pops.
You are kidding, aren't you?
I am 100%.
There's been
serious.
a bomb pop shot around
I
since
know.
the 80s.
I know, but this one is a remake on the classic,
Okay. I will take your word for it.
and it's awesome.
Well, let's bring back Purple Hooters while we're at it.
Guys, thanks for listening.
They were the best.
CancelTheShow.com. For Scotty Gherkin, Eric Johnson, Tabitha Hassan, Vic Faust, and of course, Lizzie Sparks, not in studio today, taking care of all the chat line. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time for day 101 on CancelTheShow.com.
Nice. See ya.